If you feel that the truth is being hidden from us, know that you are not alone. I am Detective Ozma, and my mission is to unearth the evidence behind the mysteries they want to keep hidden. Today, I am opening a case that did not happen in the desert, nor in the middle of the ocean. It happened in a football stadium. October 27, 1954. Florence, Italy. More than 10,000 people are watching a match between Fiorentina and Pistoiese when something unexpected pulls every eye away from the field. The game is underway, the crowd is excited, and the afternoon seems perfectly normal. Then, suddenly, people begin pointing upward. The game stops. The players freeze. The crowd falls silent. Because above the stadium, something is moving in the sky. Dozens of bright objects float over the city, visible to thousands of witnesses at the same time. Players, referees, journalists, and fans, all looking at the same thing, and none of them could explain it. When I opened the file, what caught my attention was not only the sighting itself, but its magnitude. Thousands of witnesses, professional athletes, reports from the time, and, shortly after the objects disappeared, a strange white substance began falling from the sky. And more than 70 years later, no explanation has ever fully solved the case. Evidence 1, the mass sighting and witness testimonies. On the afternoon of October 27, 1954, during the second half of a friendly match between Fiorentina and Pistoiese at the Artemio Franchi Stadium in Florence, something unexpected happened. Spectators suddenly began pointing toward the sky, and within moments the entire stadium was looking upward. The referee later recorded in the match report that the game had to be temporarily stopped because the crowd was watching something above the field. According to multiple accounts from the time, around 20 bright objects were visible in the clear Tuscan sky. Witnesses described them moving slowly, hovering, and then changing direction. This section is based on witness testimony from players and spectators present in the stadium. Fiorentina defender Artemio Magnini later recalled seeing an object that looked like an egg-shaped form moving through the sky. He described it as bright and metallic, something he said none of them had ever seen before. Another witness, a spectator named Gigi Boni, reported seeing several objects that moved quickly and then suddenly stopped midair. He compared their shape to cigars, describing them as elongated forms moving across the sky. Other players and spectators present that day also gave similar accounts in later interviews. While the descriptions varied slightly in shape and movement, the central detail remained consistent: something unusual appeared above the stadium, visible to thousands of people at the same time. Evidence 2, the angel hair phenomenon. Roughly 30 minutes after the sighting, another strange event was reported. Witnesses began noticing thin white filaments drifting down from the sky. The substance clung to rooftops, trees, and parts of the stadium. Many described it as resembling spider webs, cotton fibers, or shimmering threads. In ufology, this type of material is often referred to as angel hair. According to accounts from people who tried to collect it, the filaments were fragile and sticky, and they seemed to dissolve or evaporate after a short time. Because the material quickly disappeared, only a small number of samples were successfully preserved for analysis. Evidence 3, the laboratory analysis. Some of the recovered fibers were brought to researchers at the University of Florence for chemical examination. According to reports from the time, laboratory analysis detected the presence of elements such as boron, silicon, calcium, and magnesium. The material was described as fibrous and resistant, but it deteriorated quickly when exposed to heat or environmental conditions. Eventually, the samples disintegrated before a full scientific identification could be completed. Because the material degraded so quickly, the analysis never reached a definitive conclusion about what it actually was. Evidence 4, a wave of sightings across Tuscany. The Florence incident did not appear completely isolated. In the days surrounding October 27, several additional sightings were reported in other towns in the Tuscany region. Witnesses in nearby cities described unusual lights or objects moving across the sky. Newspapers at the time reported these sightings widely, contributing to what many historians later described as a regional UFO wave during the autumn of 1954. This broader context suggested that the phenomenon may not have been limited to the stadium itself. As I go through this file, two main interpretations begin to form. Hypothesis 1, a natural atmospheric phenomenon. In this interpretation, the incident could be the result of multiple natural factors occurring at the same time. Scientists have suggested that seasonal migrations of small spiders may explain the mysterious angel hair. During autumn, certain species release silk threads that allow them to travel through the air, sometimes in large quantities. When sunlight reflects off thousands of floating filaments, it can create bright visual effects in the sky that might appear unusual to observers below. Supporters of this explanation argue that the objects seen above Florence may not have been solid craft at all, but reflections, drifting filaments, or distant aircraft misinterpreted in the moment. In a crowded stadium where thousands of people suddenly look upward at the same time, perception and expectation can quickly transform an unfamiliar sight into something extraordinary. However, this hypothesis still leaves some open questions, particularly the unusual chemical composition detected in the collected fibers and the structured movement described by several witnesses. Hypothesis 2, an unidentified aerial event. The alternative interpretation focuses on the scale and consistency of the reports. Thousands of people observed objects moving across the sky at the same time, including professional athletes, referees, and journalists who later confirmed that the match had to be stopped because of what everyone was seeing. Witnesses consistently described multiple objects maneuvering, changing direction, and sometimes stopping midair, behavior that many said did not resemble aircraft known at the time. Shortly afterward, the appearance of the strange fibrous material falling from the sky added another layer of mystery to the event. From this perspective, the Florence incident may represent a genuine unidentified aerial phenomenon, something observed clearly by a large number of people, yet never fully explained by the available scientific or official accounts. Between those two interpretations lies the reason this case has remained alive for more than 70 years. The Florence Stadium incident remains one of the most unusual mass sightings ever recorded. A halted football match, thousands of witnesses, strange fibers falling from the sky, and a mystery that has survived for more than 70 years. Whether it was a natural phenomenon misunderstood in the moment, or something far stranger passing quietly above a crowded stadium, the truth remains unresolved. I'm Detective Ozma, and I'll keep gathering every fragment, every voice, every piece of evidence they try to erase. Many stories get buried, but never forever. If you, or someone you know, has ever witnessed something unexplainable, leave your story in the comments. Or, if you'd rather stay anonymous, send it to the email pinned in the comments. Who knows, maybe the next file I open will be yours.